What's up, guys? Andrew McInnis here, wagertalk.com, here with Week 8's edition in the CFL of every game on the board. I'm here to give you a play on every single game. Team total, side, full game total, first half play, prop, whatever it might be, I'm ready to give you guys a play on every single game on the board here. Use the promo code EGOTB175. That's EGOTB, every game on the board. EGOTB175. EGOTB175. Get a full month of all my plays, UFC, baseball, of course the CFL, so much more for $175. EGOTB175, guys. Don't forget to use that promo code. Get every single play that I get down on for my clients, and we will continue to cash some tickets. Let's jump into the first game of the week. A game that actually moved quite a bit in this market here. We have the Hamilton TigerCats visiting the Ottawa Redblacks. Number open closer to 5, 4.5. Now down to 3.5 here. An interesting story. I mean, Dustin Crum, quarterback for the Ottawa Redblacks, has now led his team to back-to-back outright wins as an underdog for the Redblacks. They beat Winnipeg in huge, shocking fashion. And last week, in overtime, they take down the Calgary Stampeders. Hamilton, they're coming off a week where they couldn't establish much. They struggled. Of course, both these teams have a third-string quarterback. Powell, no passing touchdowns, threw an interception, couldn't get much going. The run game didn't look great. They were playing a team like Toronto, but here's the deal. Toronto actually gives up points to a lot of people. But yet Hamilton couldn't really get much going, couldn't get on the board too much. I can't believe I'm saying this in a Hamilton game, guys, but I like the under 49, under 48.5. That is the play in this one. Ottawa has improved, guys. They're playing well, but they've capitalized off lots of chances they got. You know, 2 interceptions last week from Jake Mayer, some good field position. And I think that both teams will simplify the offenses. Both teams working with third-string quarterbacks. They'll want to establish some offense, protect the lead if they get it. So forget about the movement as far as the point spread is concerned. Let's take the under in the full game here with Hamilton and Ottawa. Hamilton 2-4 straight up, 2-4 ATS. Ottawa 3-3 straight up, 3-3 against the spread. Keeping things moving here, let's jump into Saskatchewan and Toronto. This will be in my hometown. This is a neutral site game here in Halifax, Nova Scotia, Canada. Toronto, guys, they are a perfect 5-0 ATS, 5-0 straight up, averaging nearly 40 points per game. Saskatchewan coming off a game where they just couldn't get much going. But I think if you watch the game, you realize that they just didn't finish their drives off. Mason Fine didn't look as bad as the stat sheet says, but another team dealing with a quarterback issue, Trevor Harris out, Mason Fine stepping in. And of course, they played BC last week. BC, you know, they're one of the best defenses in the league, right? So it's hard to get going against them. And Toronto, well, like I just talked about a few minutes ago, Toronto's a good team, but they give up points to a lot of teams. You know, they're giving up points to even Edmonton. Edmonton has scored their most points they've scored all year against Toronto. So I think when you look at Saskatchewan and Mason Fine, the point spread is 10.5 in this game. I like the over here. Over 47.5. 5 of the last 6 meetings between these two clubs has gone over 47.5 points. Looks like great weather projected here for this game. Lots of weapons on both sides. Both teams have dangerous punt returners, reliable field goal kickers. I'm ready to take the over in that game. So to start things off, we've got an under and an over in game 2. Let's jump into game 3. We've got the Lions. We've got the Elks. And yes, I believe the Elks are going for, what is it now? Their 21st consecutive home loss. If they lose this one, I believe that's the number. They're a team that's just not good at home, guys. Let's be honest here, whether it's covering point spreads, whether it's in general, hanging around in games or winning outright, of course, 20 straight losses. But BC, here's the deal. They didn't really blow out Saskatchewan last week by any means. They played well. They saw Vernon Adams Jr. go down with an injury. Dominic Rhymes will not be in the lineup either this weekend. Total's 43.5. Point spread open -8, now at 9. So it's a low total for how big the spread is. But guys, I talked about a few moments ago with BC. Their defense is dominant. BC played well last week, but not to the level they're capable of. Now that Dane Evans will have the ball and he'll be able to prepare all week as QB1, I believe he'll have this team ready. But I'm going to look towards the first half. Backdoors have been all over the place. They've been happening every week in the CFL. Let's take BC at -4.5 for our pick here in the BC and Edmonton game this week. So our first little side play is a first half play, -4.5 on the BC Lions. The last game of the week. And once again, guys, don't forget about that promo code that I mentioned, EGOTB175. Every game on the board, EGOTB175. Get a full month of all my plays, every sport, for $175. EGOTB175. Use that. Contact me on Twitter, and we'll get going with all kinds of great plays, UFC, baseball, CFL, and much, much more. Last game, we have Montreal and Calgary here. Looking at this game, this to me is a huge one for Calgary. The defense hasn't been great for them. They're constantly having to play way better in the second half than the first half, but I'm seeing potential. And this Montreal team, I think, is a defense that I don't really believe in either. I think Calgary has more offensive weapons, but Montreal's rested coming into this game. They're going to be prepared. And they're actually favorites in this one by 2.5 here. When I look at this game, I think Montreal gets the job done, but I'm going to look towards Montreal in the first half. I think they'll get the job done in the first half. They'll come out strong. And I think both teams will actually look to utilize the run game. And usually I look towards unders when I'm looking at that. But in this instance, the run game, when it's going well for both these teams, it actually gets them lots of yards and helps them towards the over. So lean towards Montreal first half, but I also like the over in this game as well between Montreal and the Calgary Stampeders. That is the last game of the week. But guys, it's an exciting week here at Wager Talk. All kinds of great plays. Just a reminder, we have the CFL 2 and Out show. So this little video here, every game on the board, is a nice chance to come on, give out some picks. And if you enjoy me doing these, hit the like button on here and let me know in the comments if you want me doing these during hockey season as well. I was thinking on the busy days, night before, filming an every game on the board video, quickly giving out a pick on every single game. But hope you guys can make some money with me this weekend in the CFL. A huge shout out to Rob Braley for the BC jersey. Huge respect to Rob. I really appreciate it. Guys, best of luck. Take care. Let's make some money.